All right, welcome to Cabin Fever and 956 Preps. And this is a treat if you're a baseball geek like I am. I've got Coach Bart Bickerton of Sharyland High School, Tony Spadetta of the Washington Nationals, former Sharyland Rattler, and Eric Gutierrez, coach at Texas Tech and former Sharyland Rattler. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
How's it going, man? Thanks for having us.
You know, this is very interesting because I got to see you guys at your prime. You know, in high school at least, your prime in high school, when all the scouts were there, everybody was following you. It seemed like there was an MLB scout at a lot of your games. What was that like in high school to have that kind of notoriety, especially here in the Valley?
You got two different stories, man. Because Trace was kind of the known commodity, and Eric was, fighting for survival. So you're going to get really two different stories, which, I think helped both of them out, Trace being known so well.
Yeah, it was different, you don't know. I mean, Eric, I still tell people to this day, Eric's probably the best hitter and one of the best hitters that I've ever played with, even through pro ball, and I played with a lot of good players. And I still feel like if you wanted to pick up a bat right now and come compete with us, you can compete with the best of us. And no, but it was a treat just to have a guy like Eric on my team, and he might not know it, but I was learning from him at that time and learned from him while he was in college. He was one of the best players in college baseball as well, and it was definitely a treat. Once I saw scouts, I mean, he was a grinder, man. He's a true grinder. He fought to get to college, fought to get to pro ball, and it's inspiring. As for me, having scouts at the games and all that, it just it was a true blessing. Not many kids get that opportunity down here, and just shows that it's possible. And it was just great to have Eric on my team and everything we've done up to this point in our careers, and he's taken it another way. But I know he's doing great things as well.
Not only that, I mean, another thing is Coach Bick also helped us out a lot in just playing baseball the right way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we go back and text him and stuff and mess around with him with all this stuff, but it impact us what we do now and how we go about our business.
Yeah, we learned at a young age that the right way to play the game. There was some hard times when we thought they were tough when we were back in high school, but it was good to learn the right way to play baseball at that age than later on.
Many people play baseball, but playing it the right way, that's what's beautiful about it, and he always, all that stuff, discipline and just baseball, all being around the field and school too. Not only that, and school is just doing things the right way. And then that carried on. Trez went to UT, I came to Tech. I'm not going to say it was easier, but it just was the discipline. We knew what to do, everything, because that's what we knew back there, and we just implemented here, and we didn't have any trouble translating it to Division I baseball.
Yeah. Now, I was talking to Coach Bickerton before you guys got on, and I was talking about when you guys played in Foul versus Carroll with Hawkins, and I remember there were all these scouts there, and I was telling Coach Bickerton that I was setting my camera up, and all these scouts were talking, and then you went up, Eric, for batting practice, and they really didn't know who you were at the time. And all of a sudden, you took batting practice. They're like, "Who's this kid? Who's this kid?" What was that journey like for you to kind of get your notoriety so you could get that scholarship to Tech?
Well, it was just I think having people that were like Trez, right? Everybody knew Trez. Everybody knew Courtney Hawkins. Everybody knew a couple guys on that team, O'Shea, and I'm missing a couple of names. Wyatt Matheson, he wasn't there. He was with Corpus Christi Carroll. But being around those guys and, playing against them and all that stuff, because we played them early too, I think.
Like the Cal Allen, when Wyatt.
Yeah, we played them at a tournament down south that we have.
I think it was at our place.
Yeah, and that helps. That helps. I think sometimes scouts and stuff like that have a trouble with a first baseman or whatever. It's 5'8". Obviously, it's kind of right, throws you off a little bit. But no, for me it's a loss. For him too, a lot of sacrifice, and he puts in the work too. I don't. I didn't get the exposure. I don't know. And I think it was my height too. Other than
Yeah,
that,
yeah, because
Right.
that's basically it.
the difference between the two was pretty simple. Like, we would have a practice, and there would be 5 scouts there to watch Trace take batting practice, and then they would take him inside and do what were they doing? Eye test.
Guys and questionnaires and
Oh man,
that was
nonstop. And it was
yeah.
Skip Johnson would call me nonstop. You know, I don't think Trace knew any of those things. Asking, hey, did I make the? Because Texas was struggling before Trace came in, and did we make the right move? I said, yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And it worked out the right way. That's just the way Skip is. But then Eric, he would go to a tryout, and the scouts would call me afterwards and say, hey, does this guy hit like this all the time? I said, yeah, probably. What did he do? Hit like 5, 6 home runs? They said, yeah, he's just hitting the ball out of the ballpark nonstop, and he was the best hitter that we had. And I said, yeah, I told you guys this from the beginning. He's a D1 ball player, and you guys just won't listen. And then they would end the conversation with, well, I don't know where to play him. He's not tall enough, and he doesn't fit, into our scheme and all these other just crazy things. So, he was going to go JUCO, sign JUCO, and luckily, Tadlock took him with him. But that,
Yeah,
so
it was
two
late.
completely different stories,
Yeah.
And, but
And it was impressive for me, just
Yeah.
to watch all the adversities that Eric had to go through. I'm like, man, what else does this guy have to do? You know what I mean? Like, he was by far. I mean, I played well, but he was still a man among boys when we played. Like, I still remember him hitting a ball over the building, and I just looked. I was on deck because I hit after him, and I just looked into the dugout. I'm like, dude, that ball went really far. Like, okay. But no, it was inspiring because he just kept going. He never quit, and he took those negatives that people doubting him, and he proved people wrong his whole career. And like I said, he could still be playing if he wanted to right now. And it's inspiring, man. And I feel like it's a story that should be told more because my story is a lot as a kind of not a smoother path, but like that it can happen. Everybody's story is different. It could happen the way I did it, and it could also happen the way Eric did it. You know what I mean?
But
And no dream.
that's 2 different pressures. So you had the pressure that you had to perform at a top level at all times, and
yeah.
Eric had that pressure. So really, you both had it. Eric just had it to try to get in, and you had it to stay. Hey, I am the elite athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely that. I think that was the biggest thing that I had to deal with. I guess always having expectations. But as I got older, kind of learned that at the end of the day, I just got to be the best version of myself. You know what I mean? And that's what got me to where I'm at. At first, I would catch myself worrying about what people think, what this says, what that says. But then you get into pro ball, and it's just like, man, everybody's good. You kind of get lost in the sauce, and you just got to find ways to be successful that way.
And what was it like when you guys got to college? Because you go from being the top dogs here in the Valley to being a really good recruit at Texas Tech. What was it like for you guys there? What was the pecking order when you got to college?
I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I just knew and I think Tress too, our mentality was that we were going to get there and we were going to try and be the best.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we were going to try to earn a spot, and we were going to try and make a difference in that team. And that's I can relate to him. That's the way we both are. That's the way I guess we are wired. Like wherever we went, we were trying to be the best. And I get that team, Fab Furious, same team, we had a bunch of guys like that too. That like we were wired that way. Like if we got there, we were trying to just beat people. We were trying to win. And when we got to UT and Tech, I think like yes, it's different, but we were just trying to compete and win a spot.
Yeah, we were both like I mean, me and Eric, I mean, playing together, it was almost a competition within ourselves, like without even knowing it. Like he hit a homer, like, man, I want to hit a homer, or he hit a double, I want to hit a double. And we had a couple guys like that on the team when we were playing. Even when we were younger, I still tell people that the year that I was a sophomore, that team was probably the best talented team that I've ever played on, like
Yes,
in high school, and we lost in the first round. But we had a bunch of guys like that, and we were all just trying to. Maybe that hurt us a little bit. Maybe we had some that's different type of personalities and egos, but yeah, it was some talent. But at the end of the day, we were all just fighting to win and be the best. And going into college, we knew that they were going to give us a chance to play a significant role on the team, at least for me. So I kind of just took it and ran with it. And they had just been pretty bad before I got there. I don't think they made the Big 12 tournament. So, I mean, I just wanted to do the best I could to help the team win, and kind of just happened. And that's just the time we wanted to just win at all costs. Like, throughout my career, I even told Coach Garrido at one point that, man, I'll play third base. We were struggling. So when I was a junior in my draft year, it cost me probably a significant amount of money in the draft, but it wasn't about that. I was just so worried about winning. And that's, like you said, that's how we were wired since we were young and playing in high school.
That's because both these guys are coaches' sons. Trace was coached, forever. Probably still, Dad's probably still working with you every day. And Eric was the same. Both of them were, Trace would come over from football practice with his dad and hit in the cages afterwards. And Eric, I've never seen a guy, hit as much as Eric was with us. He came in and started hitting as an 8th grader in the cages. You used to hit with Jaime, right? And so, that's those both of them are coaches' sons, and they know what they're supposed to do, and that's why I never worried about them.
And when they went to college, did you ever have a chance to go see them?
Yeah, we drove all the way to Omaha to watch them in the World Series, so it was kind of cool. And where we sat, we got to sit and watch Trace in the bullpen. And then the next day, Eric got me some seats right behind the Tech dugout. So it was an amazing experience.
When you were up there, did you get to try the orange beer in Omaha?
No comment, man.
Okay. All right. All right. And that leads me to this question, because I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen, having two guys from here, two guys that I covered, with the home run derby. What was that like? Because the lights were just on both of you. You guys it was like you were teeing off.
It was fun. It was lots of fun.
Yeah, it was special, man. Like, I still, honestly, till this day, haven't seen the entire thing. Like, I haven't sat down and watched it, like, to this day. I don't know why.
It's too long.
It is long.
Too long.
Like maybe one of these days I'll dig into the archives now that I'm bored here at the house. But the other day I was on YouTube watching one of our games, and we played Tech at Texas Tech my freshman year, his sophomore year.
Yeah, that's true.
And I sent them a video. And I'm like, man, we look different. But no, so I haven't seen that video, but it was truly special, man. Just for us to be on that stage. And we were there at one point. I was sitting next to Eric, and I'm like, remember we used to try to play home run derby off of Coach Bickerton?
Coach Bick.
but then he'd try to break our bats. So, and then we're like, dude, I can't believe we're here. So we kind of just had fun with it, man. Once we got to the final round, I mean, of course I wanted to win and he wanted to win, but
again, like I said, we compete off each other and we feed off each other, and that's a good example of it. I mean, it was just bam, bam, here we go, and that's what helped us out making it to the championship, because we were like, no, me, and
we were the smallest guys in the competition too. Like I mean, I'm not that big of a guy.
The other guys were big.
You should have seen it in the practice rounds. They were hitting them on top of it. I'm like, man, I just hope I hit one.
What's his name? Guy from Arizona, Bobby Dleague.
Yeah. So that that guy's some of the most, even now, like he's gonna play in the big leagues this year. If you watch that guy hit BP, you're like,
he was hitting him over the concession stand.
That's one of the most impressive things, and just to see. But yeah, so I was like, man, I just hope I don't embarrass myself out here. And we put on a pretty good show, I think.
Now, Eric, you've taken your career since college to where Coach Bickerton is. You're coaching now. What's that transition been like for you to go to from player to coach, and you're coaching at the highest level of college baseball at Tech. What's that like?
It's fun. It's nice being around the game. It's good. It's totally different. I think because I'm not worried about pro ball. You're worried about your swing. You're worried about you. And now you switch to one of the best schools right now in the nation, and all this stuff. And you got to worry about and see every aspect. And I think all the staff has been doing a great job in kind of easing me in slowly to where it's not, boom, here you go. You got all this. Because, I mean, at this level, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, like a lot. I didn't know how much they did a good job to where as a player you don't even feel the pressure of that or the worries of that. But on this side, it's a lot of stuff that
So would you
to
say
take
would you
into
say it's
consideration
different
to make it
pressures?
work.
Would you say it's different pressures, like as a player and as a coach?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
A little bit. When it comes
yeah,
down to the game, to play the game,
yeah,
I mean, it's baseball. But
yeah,
outside of that, because
yeah,
everybody's good here. Everyone's good. So
yeah,
I admire Coach Tadlock, and we have guys, 20 some guys, hitters, and every guy can hit.
yeah,
And to pick the best guy that day,
yeah.
that's gonna play the best baseball at the best level, it's when it comes down to it, it's I have a lot of respect for that.
Do you have a newfound appreciation for what Coach Bickerton had to deal with in high school then?
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. I mean,
He
he
doesn't have to worry about parents though.
yeah, I bet that's
That's a big
one
thing,
thing
I'm sure.
that he probably had to worry about a lot.
And today's, this year was something special for you guys. You guys got to play in the World Series, and you were right there for that. What was that experience like?
Oh man, it was surreal. I thank the Nationals organization and the owner and the GM, because I didn't have to be there. They could have either just sent me home. I would have been on the 40-man roster and just get ready for next year. But for some reason, they kept me along for the ride, and I just took it all in, man. We had one of the most veteran team in all of baseball, with guys like Zim and Schurz and Strauss, the guys that have been around, some of the best players in the game, and have done it well for a long time. So the main thing that I took away from it, man, yeah, it was all not just the way those guys went about their business every day. You know what I mean? They're true professionals, and I just sat back, put my head down, did whatever I had to do to help the team, whether it was in the bullpen or talking to pitchers, in the film room with the other catchers. But just taking away, just watching those guys go to work every day. Like at first, like I'm young. I don't know the ins and outs. Like I had my routines, but there's a lot more that goes into it, man. The way you take care of your body, the way, like I could almost put timelines together of when Kurt Suzuki was in the training room. Like at 3 o'clock he's here, at 4 o'clock he's there, and it was every day. And that's what's kept those guys in the game for so long, and they've had success doing that. And how they prepared for the biggest game and the biggest stage. It was pretty special to be a part of it.
Coach Bickerton, what's it like for you right now to hear these two, excuse me, their stories, and know that you were there, right there at the formation of this dream. What's it like for you?
Well, I mean, to me, it's I guess a lot of people would say it's a surprise, but to me, it wasn't a surprise at all. I could see it from the beginning with these two guys. Like I said, they're coaches, sons, and knew how to play the game and everything else. And they're trying to give me credit, but I credit them more than anything else, because they came in hungry, wanting to play, even though as good as they were. So I never doubted that they would be in this position. I wish Eric would have hung on a little bit longer, but I understand the situation in pro ball it's a business. And I think you texted me and told me, hey, the better I hit, the less I play. And that all comes down to how much money they spent on him at the beginning. So you have two different stories again. But I'm proud of them, always been proud of them. And kind of going back to that home run derby, not only was it unbelievable for Sharyland and for the Valley and for Trace and Eric. But man, to see their dads out there throwing was, just a complete reward for how much work those two guys. And I mean, I don't think anybody can understand how much those two guys have done for these two kids. And so to me, if you ask me, hey, is it a big surprise or something like that? It's not. It's something that I always thought that they were going to do. Like I said, I wish Eric could have stayed in a little bit longer, but I understand. But he's getting to experience something that now he can really help some guys along the way. And Trace will probably do the same thing. We'll see what he does. But that was, a lot of people look and say, hey, these two guys were unbelievable in the home run derby. I say, yeah, but man, it was a big reward for their two dads.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I want to look at this. Look at a high school moment for you guys. What's that one moment in high school that you remember on the field? Playing against whatever team. What's that moment for you guys? What's the one thing that sticks in your head when you think about high school baseball?
Man, there's a lot. We had a lot of success. Had some heartbreak losses, but I mean, you couldn't beat us, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, so that one, I'll tell you that Eric moment, we were playing against Nicky Rowe, and he hit that ball over the building. That's one of the most. I was like,
I know against who too. I remember now.
Was it Padron pitching?
Yeah, that was
Nicky Rowe. Yeah, and I was on deck. I'm like, if he throws him a fastball here, he's gonna lose it. And he was using I still remember using the maroon voodoo bat.
Yeah.
And I was like, watch this. And as soon as he hit it, I looked up. The ball just got really small, really quick. I was like, I just looked in the dugout and saw everybody just go crazy. Man,
I think
I gotta follow that up.
When was this? When we played in Laredo at that nice ballpark. Was it your sophomore year or junior year?
The
Chris?
Eagle Pass 20-0 game, or?
Yeah, to me that was like we had a lot of success, but in the dugout and stuff, we were like, I think, didn't you hit a home run? That black Easton.
Yeah, the black. Yeah. We were playing Eagle Pass. I got thrown out that game.
We're just having fun. I don't know. We just would have fun hitting the balls hard. And
yeah. It was fun. There's so many moments you can't really pinpoint, but I just gotta say the winning, man. We won a lot. We just couldn't pull it together at the end. We've always found some little thing, like a freaking grass was misplaced and the ball would hop the other way for some reason. But no, it was fun. We had fun times. There's some really talented teams, and there were still guys on some of those teams that could have played in college as well. But I mean, this happens the way it happens.
I think, and these are both pitching moments. I don't want to go over the bad stuff because I know Trace went through some horrible bad luck that we had with our teams. Eric did too. The mariachi game at where were we at? We were at Sinton.
Sitting with United.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was the one game, right? That was
we were 28. We were 28-1, and they won. Of course, they won every single flip, so they had their field, their umpires.
I felt like I was in a football game.
Their mariachi band, and they got a one game. But I don't want to go with those. But I
hit a little game shot over shortstop, right?
Yeah, it went right over.
Kidding me.
Right over my head. I went over. Oh god.
Yeah, but you didn't field the bunt, Eric, to get the guy on, man.
Oh, the grass was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bad throw. No, the pitch,
that's
right? That's what happened.
No, and then he bunted. You didn't get him out, and then you tried to pick him, and you sent him all the way to third, and that tied the game.
That time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So
you go back, and so many stuff you could have done.
But with Trace, I remember we were in the Corpus tournament, and you threw a no-hitter against King. Was it King?
Yeah, it was.
And just dominated him. And I was like, oh man, we're gonna be we're gonna be good. I think that might have been your senior year, Eric. Your junior year.
Yeah, my junior year.
Yeah. And then with Eric's is kind of a strange one. His you were pitching against Flower Bluff. You didn't have much. And if you guys don't know, Eric was unbelievable pitcher. Both these guys.
Yeah, he was
unbelievable pitcher. And I told Eric, hey man, let them try you at Tech. I guarantee you nobody's gonna hit you. So he's throwing against Flower Bluff, and Corpus is cocky, all their teams, and they're like, who's this guy? And this guy can't throw and all this other stuff. And Eric just kept getting him out, and you could tell Eric started to get pissed off, and it was kind of like, hey, keep coming. I'm gonna shove it up your. I'm gonna shove it up your. You know what? And I think he threw a shutout or like a one hitter or something like that against them, and you didn't have your best stuff, but he went out and he competed, and he just told him, forget it, man. I'm better than you.
Yeah, Eric was pretty good on the mound too. Yeah, I remember that. It was really good.
Well, for Trace and Eric, if there's like some words of wisdom that you could, impose on these prospects or these baseball players like Aaron Nixon, the kid from I just did an interview with him, Ethan Maldonado from Pioneer. These kids that are going Division I, what would you guys tell them to be ready for when they get to the next level?
Oh man, that it doesn't stop there. You can't be complacent just because you got a scholarship or you're at a Division I college. You know what I mean? A lot of guys, that's what even in college they take that for granted. They say, "Oh, I was this recruit. I got here." Once you get to school, you're just another fish in the pond. You got to build your name. You got to earn the respect for your teammates. You got to you're just getting started. That's the thing. Even every level is a new test. You know what I mean? You pass the high school level, and then now you're going into a new test. You're not going to know what to expect. You got to go in there and compete at all costs, and in the classroom and on the field. And that's how you earn your respect from your teammates and your coaches, by going out there and competing every day. And if you get the opportunity to go play pro ball, it's just another step. It's all the same thing. You just got to keep fighting, keep pushing forward. And anything's possible. And I think that me and Eric are on these platforms for a reason, to help out and inspire others. So if you young guys are out there watching and want to reach out and want to talk baseball and need any help with anything going on, find my number, DM me on any social media accounts, and I'd be happy to help you guys, man. Because at the end of the day, the family down here, the baseball fan, we're all a baseball family. We're all here to. Sometimes there's a lot of envy that goes on, but we need to realize that baseball can be for real, and we got to stick together. And we have a lot of baseball minds like Coach Bickerton, Eric, Coach Barrera, which is my dad, that have been around great players and good programs, and just don't be hesitant to reach out, and we're always here to help.
There you go. He answered it all.
All right. Yeah. So your seasons were all cut short this year. What are you guys doing right now to get ready for next season? Are you bummed about what occurred?
Go ahead. Me? You?
Sure, Eric.
Well, we were coming back from Biloxi. We just played Mississippi State, and we knew that stuff was going on. We didn't know it was like, we just watched on Twitter. We just heard a couple Ivy Leagues had canceled and all that stuff. Or I think Auburn wasn't going to play with no fans or something. And we're just, okay, whatever. We just had 2 losses, and we just came back that same day. We chartered that day, got there. We had to prepare. That was a Thursday. Thursday, West Virginia was coming in, and I think one of my friends is a volunteer coach there, and he just called, and he's like, hey, we're not going to be able to make it. We're turning around. It's like, what's going on? And I start checking Twitter, and it's just all sorts of stuff. Just, hey, canceled here, canceled there. SEC just canceled and all this stuff. So I was surprised and I was bummed. And right now we could have been playing right now. Actually, it's a Saturday.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So with us, I mean, we were, like I said, we were still there. We played, and we found out, like, now it's just a waiting game. No one really knows. Talk to my agents. You talk to, coaches, and they just say no one knows anything, man. It's all going based off the CDC. We don't know if there's going to be games played this year, but I know if there is, there's not going to be any fans in the stands. We're going to have to be quarantined so I know a lot of the veteran guys aren't very happy with aren't going to probably let that happen, because, that we have an older team, and you have families, you have people with kids, and I don't know what's going to happen, man. It's crazy, but whenever they say we're playing, I'm going to try to be ready. I've been trying to stay active, by myself. Me and my dad been finding places to go, find parks, just to stay in shape. This game's too hard to just not do anything and go back and try to be successful. You got to just find ways to. Well, I'm not a homebody. I can't sit still for too long. So my wife likes when I get out and do stuff. If not, I'm just in a bad mood, she says, when I'm at home.
For us, I think we got the worst of it that day. I think everything shut down on Saturday, but on Friday, I know we were playing and we just kept. It was weird. We were playing Edinburgh Vela, and we were just killing them. I think we ended up 10-run ruling them, but the whole game you're sitting there and assistant coaches and their coaches had their phones and just checking to see if we get to finish the game. We're like, okay, let's at least get to the fifth. Let's finish it. And I was telling the kids, hey, let's 10-run rule these guys and get out of here. And so it was just strange. And then about the third inning, Coach Pettis came over and said, that's it, man. We're done after, we get to play tomorrow. And that's it, for however long it is. So we get on the bus and I told the kids and I told them it's going to be a good thing because we're going to be done for 2 weeks. I said, it's going to be a good thing for us because at that time we were still going to get to practice. We had some guys hurt. And I said, this is going to be awesome for us. Right before we go into district, we're going to get to, heal up and everything else. So it was really strange that day. And then it just kept, they kept telling us, okay, yeah, another 2 weeks. So it was tough. And finally they came out yesterday and said, that's it. And of course, as a coach, you don't want to believe it. I mean, even when the governor said, hey, it's schools are closed, there was a lot of coaches that were calling me and said, well, let's wait for the UIL. I said, come on, it's guys, we're not going to play. We are not going to play if we're not going to go to school. Well, we can play during summer when school's out. And I said, you gotta move on.
Yeah.
But what really hurts is, trying to text these seniors and God dang it. And I'm just still texting today, how you feel about them and things like that. I mean, I text Eric and Trace yesterday, how would you feel? And these guys get the double whammy. They don't get to finish their season. They don't get to finish their senior year. We were 13-2. We were ranked number 3 in the state. And then colleges are keeping their seniors.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I've got like 5 guys that should be already committed that aren't committed. And so really you just kind of move on to the next thing. Okay, let's start making videos for the seniors and start sending them out. Let's start emailing coaches. So you really can't, I mean, to me, I haven't really stopped and thought about it too much. You got to do the next thing.
Yeah, that's tough, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I'm interested to see how that works, with the colleges giving guys extra year, but then you have all these other guys getting moved up going up the next year to committed colleges, and then the draft is going to be limited to 5 rounds.
5 to 10?
Five. I don't know what exactly it is. 5. So there's going to be a lot of recruits that end up on campus. So I don't know what they're going to do, man. It's crazy. But yeah, I feel for those seniors. Some of those guys are never going to play baseball again.
Yeah.
Some of them have worked hard their whole lives.
Yeah.
But just for those guys, man, baseball, like I said, it's just a game. We live off it, we learn from it, but there's going to come an end for all of us. There's come for Coach, for Eric, and there's going to be an end for me. But for those guys, just take everything you've learned, because like one thing that I really learned from Augie, and I take it in and I think about it almost every day, is baseball is just a metaphor for life. Rest in peace, Coach Augie Garrido. That's one thing he always preached, that you're going to get knocked down in life and things are going to happen that you just have no control over. But you just got to have a tough mindset and keep pushing forward and get back up. And there's a lot more to life. And it's going to, in this game has taught you, playing for Coach Bickerton and playing for good coaches, it makes you a better man. You know what I mean? And it's going to help those guys in the future.
Well, gentlemen, I'm almost up against the cap on Zoom right now. So I'll leave it with this question for you guys. What's the one thing you guys are watching right now on Netflix because you're at home?
Man, what am I watching on Netflix?
I can't be inside. Like, I go crazy. I have to be doing something. My wife has been trying to make me watch Ozark.
Oh, it's good, man. That's good.
I finished Ozark. It was good. I gotta say that. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
So that's one, but I gotta be doing something.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I've pretty much finished Netflix. I think what am I watching right now? Unorthodox. I just started that last night, but I've
Oh, I
seen,
heard that one was good too.
Tiger King, unbelievable.
Oh man,
Hey
Man,
man,
what a bass.
I don't want to go to a zoo anymore, man. Those guys are crazy.
Yeah,
No, but
so,
yeah.
but
I
I,
guess
yard work all day and then watch something at night.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining me this morning, and I really appreciate it. I mean, I think if you're a baseball geek like me, you're gonna love this because you get to, hear the ins and outs of your guys' careers, and I really appreciate you joining me.
Hey,
Oh
thanks,
man,
Jake.
thank
And,
you.
No
Thanks a
problem.
lot, guys.
Thank you.
yeah, I don't get to see these guys very often, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks, Coach
Appreciate it.
Eric. We'll talk,
Thanks,
man.
guys.
Keep in
Yeah,
touch.
we'll talk. All right.
All right.
All
Talk to you later.
See you, Coach.